Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to say hi to everyone that's here so far. And that is Beverly Moffat, our treasured home Nancy, and Amy. Maybe Chris is here. Amy at Leonard Mountain Homestead, and Ed at Whistle Stop Homestead. You are here. Thank you all for coming. I am going to try something completely different. I am going to be quiet. So this is going to kind of be an ASMR live for me because I'm going to be working, hold on what's inside of here. This is a tin that I picked up that has all of the military people on it. And today I remembered that today was Pearl Harbor Day. Long before I was ever born, even thought of. So I have not been working on this. See, what I ended up doing is I put it in here. Hi, Joy Bartlett. So I ended up putting that hat in a 2.5 gallon bag, and I haven't been working on it at all. Hello, Joy Bartlett, and hello, Robbie at the Wild Huckleberry. So this, now when the live ended, I had not gotten to 25 rows on this, but I have now. I finished up to the 25 rows. I got to pull this. Make sure this is the correct way. There we go. I know there was a time that I asked if anybody wanted me to go live and not talk at all. They said they were okay with that. Now, I have the stitch marker here. Hi, Jane Doe. I have a stitch marker here for the first 25 rows that are on this. Now, I'm going to show you something that I wanted to show you when I got to this point is I'm going to close this end up. Hi, Carol Walters. Well, yeah, Walters. See how that ends up closing up like that? And this is what I end up doing is I'll wrap this around until I get done. So you see what happens? They just close up. Now I'm going to wrap this around my fingers. And then try to put this in here. And there's Linda Denton. That's great. Glad to see you, friend. So that's what I do. Now I'll get started pressing this all down, and then we'll start the next 25. Now, if you guys have any questions for me, just put a big Q or the avatar question mark in chat, and Nancy may see it or I may see it because I want to get done with the next 25 on this. That's why I'm going to be doing, just not talking and doing this. Hi, James at Shea Tree Cook. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Amy. It's just I want to get this hat done, and if I do a lot of talking, I get distracted. I kind of have a feeling that some people are going to come to the live and they're like, "Why is he talking?" Hi, Barb. The Bud Files? No, that's not right. That's Susan? Yes, I did. I just didn't comment. I gave you a thumbs up. Hi, Leanna. It's good to have you here. This hat's gonna be a little bit thinner, as you can see. You can see my hand in here, but because of doing this, doubling it, it'll still be warm enough. Getting this a little too tight. Yeah. I sent Jim and Leanna some heavier hats because they live in a very cold climate. This is the first time that she's probably seen me doing this. That's good. I mean, definitely where you're at, you're a lot colder than I would be, I'm thinking. I think we've gotten down in the below freezing, single digits. I don't think I've ever seen it minus where I live here. Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. And just in this short time, I've already gotten 3 rows done. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen negative temperatures here in Missouri. You know, it may have been, but not that I remember. Thank you all for coming today, and for the TV watchers and my replay crew. Thank you for coming. It's going to be a really colorful hat. When I get it finished. Uh, Ronald's doing okay. I've seen that. I'm guessing he's resting today. Hello, James. I know I seen you earlier. There's Teresa Jukowitz. I think I pronounced that correctly. I've been using these looms for so long that I had to take some pegs off of another one. That's why these are yellow now, because they broke. I did. I did say her name right. I'm doing okay, James. I'm just, when I'm doing the winding, I'm going to talk. When I'm hooking over, I'm not going to do a lot of talking because I want to get this thing done with the next 25 rows and then set it aside for another week, because next week I will be going live so that I can work on this again, because I'm not working on this during the week. Oh, that's, come on, get that. Um, Thank you, Jane Doe. Oh, what is the temperature today? Yes, it is under freezing. Look at the beautiful color that this is starting to be. Yes, Nightbot is working. And if you want to drop your link, type yarn in the chat and it will drop your link so other people can join your channel. It's 52. Yeah, James, I'd like that temperature better than what I've got, 31. For sure. And there is Whistle Stop. He's going to be going live at 4 today. Yes, they are. This skein of yarn is very, very beautiful. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of different colors on this hat. And so we have 12. Exactly. I know I'm in Missouri, and I'm up north, more north central part of Missouri, and closer to the northern states. Hi, Joy. Yes, beautiful. So that is 12, 11. What I end up doing is I count off two, so I start at 12, and even though it's um, that would 20, 24. I'm really loving the colors on this thing. Going to be absolutely beautiful. And I'll show you some hats that I have. Someone didn't know who Shea Tree Cook is. Thank you, Leanna. This, I guess, more of this hat would be where it would be down more down south, because this is going to be a little bit thinner. But if it's not that cold, I'm still thinking this hat, because I'm doubling it, will still be warm. Cloudy, 34 degrees. Well, that's still warmer than I am here. We're below 32, but hey, I'm not complaining. And hi, Neil, treasure hunter Neil. Thank you for coming in. I'm making it's called a reversible, or as I used to call them, inside out hats. So I have to do 100 rows on this to making this hat. And I'm on the second 25. These type of hats don't have the brim like I usually make. So I do it on the smaller loom. Since I changed my channel name. Okay. Is someone close to me? Warm me up some warm bread. Homemade bread is so good. Okay, come on. Let me pull this up here so you guys can see what colors coming up. See, take a look. That's some of the next colors that are going to come up on this. Thank you, Carol. It's so strange for me because when I start one of these hats, I just want to get them finished. And this one I have to set aside and hide it somewhere where I don't start working on it again, because I want you guys to see the whole process on this 4 lives, because it would be 4 hours. And I know that there is no way I could sit 4 hours and work on this hat. So I'm breaking it up into 4 different videos, and where everybody can see how these hats are constructed and kind of understand why price that I put on them. That's a lot of time, 4 hours to sit and just work on one hat. Let's see here. 11, 10. This is 8. Yes, Linda, it was, because I used to go to a church that I don't go to anymore, and they were having like a humanitarian day, and I had to go around, and I was watching the people make these hats, and I was like, I'm more of a person that has to see it being done to understand it. I mean, the first few hats that I made, I tightened the yarn too tight, and it's just more of a nice light loop as you're doing this. So it's not too tight that it's not going to go over. Maybe someone needs to time me how long that takes me to do this. Because I got to pay attention because this is kind of thin yarn. Make sure that I'm hooking it completely. That's really great, Neil, that you've been wearing that hat. Keep your head warm. So this is 10. Let's see here. 10. So I'm on to 7. Yes, the Wild Huckleberry will be going live at 6, I hope. Here I go again. Let's twist this around. This is where I can get really fast at doing this, but you don't want to get too tight. And now, come on, yarn, come up here, please. Okay, here I go. Thank you, Robbie. Robbie, do you know if Simple Acre will be going live, Homestead? Okay, then I can at least be able to finish the 25 rows on this if in this time that I have that I can go ahead. It's working too many hours. Okay. Then I can stay alive a little bit longer so I can get the 25 rows done on this. Look at the beautiful colors of this. That beautiful gray and then whatever you want to call the next color. Oh, wow. When I thank you so much, Carol. It's kind of interesting the name my mother gave me, Rebecca. I found out that Rebecca means to bind. That's kind of what I'm doing here is binding yarn together and yes, be safe, Neil, for sure. Rebecca, yeah. It's a lot of us. Did that for 16 years. Wow. I'm not really that a night person. I know when I was a nurse's aide at a nursing home, I had to work the 11 to 7 a.m. and it was hard, to be able to do that. Let's make sure on this one. 10, 8, 7, yeah, that's 6. There's a whole bunch of truck drivers talking in here, and that's good. I like that. Because without our truck drivers, I wouldn't have the yarn, I wouldn't have the loom, I wouldn't have all the stuff that we get, that we end up buying. Some truck drivers. Yeah. I bet you could, Ed. Thank you for coming, Lydia. So great to see you here. I'm just doing a silent live while I'm working on making this reversible hat. After this one, I'll have 11 rows to do. And that will be the next 25 finished. Okay. Kind of getting this done faster than I thought I would. "11 rows. Hi, Sharon from Belgium. Thank you for coming in. This is great. I hope you can understand English. I am making a reversible hat. Oh my goodness, my cat. Get your claws off me, cat. BB, stop. It is a pleasure to meet you also. Oh, you're from British living in Belgium. Okay, so yes, you understand English. How I keep a track of what row I'm on is I push down the number. See how I push those down? So this is, and there's Troy Sutton. Thank you, Troy, for coming. If it's only 8 states. Yeah. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either want to go to all 48. I mean, it's kind of like you're on the West Coast and then you have to go to the East Coast. That takes a lot of time. Sharon, if you are a content creator or just want to put your link out there, the you type yarn in the chat, and Nightbot will drop your link. And if you also want to get what your weather is in Belgium, you can type weather and then Belgium or whatever place you're in, and it'll drop that also. And weather in Nebraska City is 27. Wow. Wind blowing from the northeast at 6 miles an hour with 69 humidity. Yeah, you're a little bit colder than I am. They're at 17 Fahrenheit, 8 Celsius, with the wind blowing out of north northwest at 13 miles per hour or 21 km. Current humidity is 58. Wow. No further than Virginia and Pennsylvania. If PA is, I'm thinking PA is Pennsylvania. It's changed to the next color now. Four. Yes, it's about when you're making these, it's about the tension that you put on the yarn when you're e-wrapping it. Yes, there is other stitches you can do, but I usually just do the e-wrap on these hats. And it's making sure that you don't get them too tight, that they're not going to come over from the bottom to the top. No, this isn't a crochet loom. This is a knitting loom. Because I can show you, that's a knit stitch on the outside. It looks like a knit stitch. And then on the inside, it's a purl. Carol, I am in Missouri. Central part of Missouri. You're in North Carolina. Okay. You're out where Ann Dale. She's in North Carolina also. And she's Lydia is in Nebraska. So you're northwest of me. Yeah, Ann Dale, I'm trying to think where Ann Dale is. Yeah, she's in North Carolina also. Edenton? That's what I'm thinking. Is she's in Edenton. Yes, feel free to ask any questions. Yes, I know you do, Ed, and we've already scheduled for the 28th. I have one of those machines that I got from Jesse and Lisa, but I don't know what's going on. I must not have it set to the right tension because it made the area here between too floppy. So I'm still trying to learn that where I can just crank. Because for these, being able to crank that, I would be done with one of these hats in no flat time, you know? In fact, I hadn't used knitting needles in a long time, and I didn't bring it up here, but I made a scarf on knitting needles and then made the hats on the loom. And they're a wool blend. Let me see where I'm at on this. 11, 10, 7, 6, 4, that's 3. I'm getting old. I don't think you're as old as I am. I wrote it on my dry erase calendar. So yeah, Ed is going to be interviewing me on his channel, learning about how to do this. And I've been making knitted hats. This is a new style that I now make. Plus the longer Santa hats that I make also. They're new to my making knitted hats and things like that. My Santa hats take me at least 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours to make, because you've got to you divide as you go along on those hats, and then you've got to sew it up. Right now on my about page, or my post, I have some True Santa hats that are on there that are for purchase, not affiliated with YouTube or StreamYard. And I also have, I'm calling them Christmas coasters, but they're made just like the scrubbies that I make, that are on there for purchase. And I also have some other knitted hats too. That make great Christmas presents, or a present, something for yourself. And after this, all I'll have is 5 rows to go, I think. I'll check it and make sure. This is going really, really quick. Yes, thank you, Jane Doe, for dropping his live. People can go over there and say, hey, remind me, how do I make my coasters? My coasters are made on the 24 peg loom. I think, yeah, I've got them in here. It's made on these looms. And you do the same process with those as you do with this, is where you do a drawstring on both sides. And those coasters or scrubbies, only take me a half an hour to make. So it is the same process as I make the hats too. But then they're not as long. I was 17. I made many things over the years for my children. I learned to crochet from YouTube. Now I'm many things for my dog. Oh, that is so beautiful, because things that are handmade, I think they're a little more appreciated. So 5. I'm just messing up. Let's make sure that I get this right. So yeah, 5 more. I know I'm probably going to go over, but that's okay. So I want to finish these. So I've got 4 more rows to do, and they are such a treasure. I've I've made a Nancy taught me how to make a rectangular granny square that I've made a baby blanket that went to England to Paul Honeyman's daughter and for his granddaughter. So I did that. I've made other crocheted blankets. I didn't know how to crochet for a long time, and my sister taught me, Christine, how to do an edge around a knitted loom blanket that I made for myself. So that's how I learned to crochet. What are you still waiting on, Teresa Jukowitz? I'm sorry if any of you were wearing a headset and I banged. That didn't feel very good. Handmade stuff to me out of. Oh, okay. My mom also taught me how to embroidery, but I haven't done it in such a long time. She used to make pillowcases for us with our names on them. They were so neat. I don't even have them anymore because they've wore out. I bet he does look adorable in them. Yeah, I'm going to go over a little bit, but I think I got two more rows to do on this, and I'll show you the colors that's on this now and what's coming up for next Sunday. So you guys can watch me finish this hat. Let me see here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 23. Yeah, 2 more. Hi, Alicia. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Alicia. I'm at Central Standard Time, so I go live at 1:45. But I have 2 more rows left on this. Then I'm going to show you guys some new knitted hats that I made for people that want to be seen. Thank you for coming. So good to see you here, Alicia. Yeah, it's got this gray, then that color, and then look at the color that's coming into play now. Yes. So good to see you here. So now I've got 1 more row to do on this, and then I'm going to show you some other hats. Yeah, Carol Walters wants your bread, Nancy. So this is now 50 rows. This will be my 50th row on this hat. Yes, I know what you mean. I always when I'm making my knitted hats, I kind of like to do a solid with a variegated color together because it just makes it much more interesting. And with this one, it keeps graduating these colors. So here is number 25th row, or the 50th row on this. And then I won't work on this for a whole nother week. And trust me, it really bothers me when I don't finish a hat. But this one, everybody wanted to see the whole process. So that's why I'm doing this. Instead of sitting 4 hours working on one of these. Yes, this is 50 from there to this one is 50 rows on this, and it has to go to 100 rows. There's my 50th row. Single colors, variegated and stripes. Yeah, I can't do that. It's way too many rows. Yeah, that's why I put the stitch markers. It's exactly why I put the stitch markers. So I know that once I get to the end of it. Yeah, okay, you're making Chex Mix. Are you putting pecans in there? So now what I'm going to do in this little tin that has Christmas trees on it, it has my stitch markers in it. And I'll show you my little stitch markers here. There's my stitch marker. There are pecans in there. Good. So now this is what I do is I come over here and I put this on there. See, there's the stitch marker. And that's 50 rows. Now I'll show you what I have over here. Now, got to some shelled. These, Robbie is going to recognize this hat. These are my hunter orange camouflaged hats that have the beanie on them, or the brim on them, like that one doesn't. So these hats are for purchase. And because I want to keep my the hunters out there that are harvesting animals safe, I'm going to offer these up. It is a hunter orange. I don't know why my camera is showing that it's pink, because it's neon orange. And then it has this camouflage yarn. So I'm going to offer these for purchase of $15, because I want to be able to keep those hunters safe. And yes, I do make regular camouflaged hats. But yeah, I want to be able to keep people safe. But yes, it is a neon orange with a hunter orange kind of, vibe with it. I'm making another one on another loom, but I have these other two. Having neon so that people can definitely see you. See that one's a little bit different than these. But yeah, these are going to be. I'm going to put them on my post, and if anybody out there wants a camouflaged hunter orange, send me an email, or if you got my number. Oh, yes, it is very important for safety. So I'm going to do a different price on these, because People are now hunting out there. Yeah, that's what I have here is some, don't hunt, but you could always wear it when you're fishing. Oh, yes. You know, so that people know where you're at. Yeah. Yes, and thank you, Jane Doe, for dropping my email. But thank you, everyone, for coming today. Thank you for coming to this live, and any of my replay crew. I'm so happy that you do that for me. You know, everybody have a great day, and go and check out some channels that are going live today. I know that Simple Acre Homestead isn't going live today. My brother hunts, but not often. I will have to make him a bright orange hat. I use, I go to Hobby Lobby and get the neon orange from there because it's a very soft yarn. That's the brand I end up using is I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby concerning the Hunter Orange hats. But Hippie Callier isn't going live either. Okay. So, you know, at least I leaded this off, and, you know, the homestead, Sunday homestead people. But everybody have a blessed day, and we'll see you next Sunday. Later.